At Spiel 2025, because we were so lucky to be sponsored by Meeple on Board, we were able to take a look at some games that otherwise we really wouldn't look at, such as Tatsumi. This is a game by Jeremy Rosenhart, illustrated by Shirley Gong, that plays 1 to 4 players in about 40 minutes, and this, my friends, is one of the very few times when I believe that time is actually very, very accurate. They were very kind to give me a review copy, so I am going to show you exactly what's inside because I already interviewed them at Spiel. So if you want to find out if this game is worth the amount of money that you have to pay to get your hands on it, stick around. So play we all. Tatsumi is a game by Adam's Apple. It is absolutely glorious inside, and as I said, 1 to 4 players, and it is actually a very simple game with a ton of strategy. The cover illustration is just gorgeous. It's so beautiful. It's fantastic, and it tells you an awful lot of things about the game. It's all about dragons, and it's all about the elements, and about circles, which is exactly what we're going to be finding inside. On the back of the box, we can see, well, everything that the game has to offer and just a very quick tutorial as to how the game is going to play. This doesn't really give us a very good idea how the game plays, but it gives us some clues as to the simplicity of how it's going to be once we get to play it. So, what are you going to find when you get this game? Firstly, you're going to find a very thick box. This is very well done. The whole thing looks beautiful throughout. It's just fantastic. And then a very thin, very little rule book, because this game, playing it, is extremely simple. Yeah, the rule book is a little bit on the busy side, and adding a couple of more pages, it would have made it a lot more approachable, but it is also full of examples of play and illustrations as to how things are going to be working. And believe me, once you get over how busy this rule book is, the game is extremely simple to play and very, very rewarding. We're also going to get a few sprues, some tokens with. This is the islands. This is, well, it's double-sided, and each player is going to have one of these because these are the elements that the dragons are going to be wanting to control to build shrines. Then we get boards, a good number of them. Let me get rid of without hurting it too much, because I don't want to harm the boards. And these little boards, as you can see, they change where the elements are going to be placed. So, and each one is going to have its own name for their own dragon. So we have Raiku and Isuragi, Kogasu, Inyo, Arashima, and Mizukame. And then we have Tatsumi, it gives name to the game itself. More Tatsumi, another Tatsumi, 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 and Tatsumi. So these are the boards that you're going to be using to play the game. The material is not particularly thick, so you're going to have to be very careful with it. Okay, you promise? Good? Good. I mean, don't get me wrong, the illustrations are beautiful, they're gorgeous. The color is vibrant enough. I do like it. These little point markers here are okay. Everything else is fine. But this, I wish it was thicker. Right. Inside we get a number of cards with some conditions. Again, the whole illustration of this is just very, very cool indeed. Very nice. Really liking it. Now, something very cool about this is the dragon tokens. They look majestic. I really like how dragony they are, and even though they are all alike, but they do have a very distinct feeling, and it's lovely because you're gonna have to be moving this on the board all the time. They're very easy to grab, they're very easy to see, and they differentiate themselves very well from all the other components. We get some markers for the points. I'm not going to take them out. They're rather small, so beware. And other few cheats which are going to be going to complete circles. And again, they're fairly small, so beware. There's another set of cards in here. I'm going to assume that they are made of the same material. And then inside, when we take out this cover, which is, by the way, very thick, so this is well done, we have a number of circles. These wooden circles are going to be used throughout the game so we can create our shrines. And that, my friends, is the board. Yeah, the board is three-dimensional, and if I show you this, the whole thing is going to go, but you can see here how thick it is, and you're going to be putting your wooden rings inside, and these are going to come somewhere. I can't remember exactly where they play, but this is Tatsumi. When I did the interview, and we were talking months ago, so I really don't recall off the top of my head, the whole thing took about 10 minutes to explain, and the game looked so goddamn gorgeous, unbelievably beautiful. So I would definitely take a look at that interview, because although on second hindsight these are really small and this could be a little bit bigger and these boards could be a little bit thicker, that's not going to deter from how much fun this game can be, and most importantly, because of the variation of the boards, how much game you can get out of Tatsumi. I would definitely take a look, because although production wise this may not have been thought out as carefully as it would have been desirable, but it's still a pretty decent game in terms of the component quality, bearing this, which again I wish they were thicker, but the rest is absolutely lovely. If you like very tactile games that can play 1 to 4 players with plenty of replayability and the possibility of creating some really cool combos, Tatsumi may be something that you want to look into. I will do the full review as soon as I have played the game again, since I feel that having done the interview doesn't give me enough hindsight, even if I rewatch it, to give you a proper review of this. But I am looking forward to playing, if anything, because I have such fond memories of doing this that left me with a very good taste in my mouth. So keep an eye on it, take a look at a few more reviews, but this could be a good game to get your hands into. If you already played it, I would love to hear what you have to say. But until the next time, thank you very much indeed for being there, and I will talk to you very soon. So play well.